back to our podcast, Too Many Timelines. My name is Jacob, and I'm joined by
Ian and Sean.
Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars, and firstly, Star Wars Mandalorian and Grogu. What do we think, guys?
I'm excited. I'm excited for Star Wars back on the big screen after the disappointment of The Rise of Skywalker.
Or are we excited that it's on the big screen? Or should this have been left to just be a show? It's going to be the question after we watch.
I think it is deserving of a movie. Whether this movie is what the franchise deserves will be the biggest question. But I think that the characters absolutely deserve a movie. Is this the one? Is the question.
Mm-hmm. I think that this should have gone with maybe another season after how season 3 went, and it didn't have like the best fan reception of it. Mm-hmm. But I am excited for it to just to have another Star Wars movie in theaters.
Yeah.
And I know how like the sequels went, so I think that this will be hopefully a good fresh start is what I'm hoping for. We'll see.
Well, I think they've already got like movies ramping up, so I think this is like a good fun. We were talking about earlier, kind of like a Solo type situation, which I loved Solo. It was very self-contained in a way, and not everybody loves it, but like it's just a fun time, and I think that that's what the expectations are for this movie. Is just kind of letting it be a fun time and lower our expectations for the larger Star Wars universe as a whole and where the franchise is going. I think this is probably going to be just a pretty self-contained fun time.
Expectations to be lowered in Star Wars?
I think
no.
Well,
no.
I think it is going to be a fun movie, but then like after a year or two, I'm afraid we're going to just forget about it because they're not going to take a big risk.
Kind of where I'm at is like once we have Mandalorian and Grogu, like and we'll see after like the movie, like is this gonna be it for Mandalorian and Grogu? Like what are the next steps? Because originally, like before, like those sequels didn't get like a good review, like good fan reception. Like it was the whole Mandalorian was supposed to set up the First Order, and like knowing that not a lot of fans of Star Wars like the sequels, like are they gonna continue and just lead into the First Order since it's canon? Yeah,
it's pretty clear that Disney's trying to avoid going into the sequel trilogy in First Order.
Even with Galaxy's Edge and Disney, they've switched it over to OT.
Yeah, they really are trying to kind of make. It kind of seems like they want us to kind of forget about the sequels and just focus on our side projects like Rogue One and Darth
and Starfighter
Starfighter's coming out.
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, which will be interesting, and it seems to be him taking on the role of a mentor to another kid, just like
another
Jedi. Which makes absolutely no sense.
I don't know. I think personally this will not be the end of Mando and Grogu as characters because Grogu is Disney's cash cow currently. And
so is Pedro Pascal.
I mean, I think really
is making it a movie instead of a show just a cash grab for toys and stuff.
I think they just want to see how. I mean, out of everything that's come off with Disney Plus after the sequels, like this is the only most successful thing. It's like let's test to see if we can get fans back in the seats in a movie theater and see how much we can really make.
Right.
One thing that concerns me is having a show. You get to have 8 episodes, 6 hours of screen time. A movie, you're limited to only 2.5 hours.
Right. Well, here's where I think we should lower our expectations a little bit. I don't think we should be expecting the movie to be covering what an entire show would be crammed in. I think we should probably be expecting this to be like the equivalent of like a 2 or 3 episode arc of TV smushed together, where it's like you have like the Umbara arc in Clone Wars. That's takes course over 4 episodes. Mm-hmm. You smush that down, and together you get a movie. Right. I think that's what it's going to be more like, and I think that it's going to be a fun, self-contained, smushed together arc from what a TV show would be, as opposed to an entire season crammed in.
I just really hope that the Disney executives and everybody learned that we loved Mandalorian season 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And 3,
it's okay. Yeah.
They missed the mark in a lot of areas.
3 had a lot of...
They made Mandalorian kind of take the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 had a lot of high highs, but a lot of low lows. I agree with your point, Sean, that with Starfighter coming up and then wanting to test the waters a little bit, obviously Mandalorian and Grogu is insanely popular and makes them a lot of money. So if they're wanting to keep going with more movies and get butts in seats for Starfighter and whatever they have moving forward, why not test the water a little bit, throw out a fun, self-contained story just for, after 7 years of no Star Wars on the big screen, why not? I don't think it's necessarily a cash grab. I think it's more of an attention grabber. Like, hey, here we're still here. We still want to make movies. Make sure you still keep coming.
Right.
And, get a gauge on that.
Is it safe for me to say that it's fair for the audience and as a fan for them to not be clear what the goal is with Grogu? Because every show, he's with Mando 100%. Oh, now he's in the Book of Boba Fett. He's going off with Luke. Nope, just kidding. He's back with Mandalorian. Like, they don't clearly know what.
I don't think they don't know what they want to do yet, especially with that species being so old. Like, what are Yoda's how old? Like 900 years old by the time of the originals. So I don't think they. What can they even really do with Grogu at this point? With how his species ages, they're gonna have to keep him baby.
They're going
Yoda.
to make him overnight be a conscientious. I'm speaking full English now.
They're gonna have to figure out a way to either explain or just not explain. If they keep him around, they're gonna have to find a way to explain where he is during the sequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't explain it, it's fine.
But they're just going to keep avoiding the sequel trilogy because
they
know it's bad and that. Did y'all see the top 10 Disney Plus shows ring?
Yeah, the sequels were not up there.
Sequels were nowhere in the top 10 for Star Wars.
Okay, I really, really love The Force Awakens. I love most of it. I think that it's a really fun watch. It's fun to sit down and watch it every now and again. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not a top 10 Star Wars movie for me, but it's definitely pretty solid compared to the rest of the trilogy there. Mm-hmm. The Last Jedi, I have my thoughts on it. Rise of Skywalker, I have my thoughts on it. I think that everybody who put work into those movies deserve their credit, and I think that they were well made, but I think that the story felt, compared to what we're used to, a little off. But I think that with Grogu being able to live so long, they're going to have to explain where he was during that timeline.
If he makes it, but I'm assuming they're not going to kill Baby Yoda. Yeah, but he already got kicked in the saddlebags. I was also we brought up a point where they were going to head to. I know that again with the sequel's not doing so well in the Ahsoka show that they were trying to lead towards Grand Admiral Thrawn and the books of the rise of I think it was the Rise of Thrawn or the Rise of Empire. I don't know.
Heir to the Empire.
Heir to the Empire. That they're trying to lead into that. So I wonder, instead of leading into the sequels in the First Order, are they just going to pivot and lead into Thrawn being in power again? And because they've already done that with Ahsoka. Ahsoka showed up in I think it was Mandalorian season 2, or was it 3 that she showed up in? It was 2. So I think they're trying to combine these little series and maybe make one an Heir to the Empire movie possibly, and just see how these little shows work mixing together.
A culmination for sure is warranted, especially with Thrawn coming up. I think after Ahsoka season 2, there's going to be more grounds for a culmination film potentially, but I was surprised with Grogu switching hands so much. It felt like they were oh no, we don't want him to Luke. Get him back. Get back. That was a mistake. Let's go.
I think it's pretty clear that somebody in the hierarchy, like Favreau, had a disagreement with Kennedy about what to do with Grogu. He probably wanted it to go back to Mandalorian just being himself, being a bounty hunter, and they were absolutely not. Grogu has to be in there for the.
Which I agree. I think Grogu does need to be with the Mandalorian at this point. It's they're a duo. They can't be separated at this point.
I'm also thinking did they just want Grogu to be with Luke just to kind of give him more Force abilities just for a little bit, so he has a little bit more to do than just sit
or maybe to save
the floating toddler.
Or maybe to save Luke's character from the terrible thing that they decided to do with
the Last Jedi.
Or just to they could have put him with Luke and just to have him back just to build that character and the bond between Mando and Grogu. Mando obviously is not doing well without Grogu. Grogu obviously wants to be with Mando. And having them separated and then coming back together during that time, it's only going to, distance makes the heart grow fonder. So they're gonna want to be, stronger together when they're back together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, obviously, I'm not in the head of Dave Filoni, so I'm not sure what he was thinking. But I think that whatever how they did it was awesome. I thought that episode was fantastic.
Can I talk about my big issue with the Ahsoka show and Kenobi show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So just like in Justice League, when you're watching and you're like, from episode 1, and you're like, everyone's just, we all know, we're just waiting, where's Batman? Okay,
Where's Batman?
enough Superman. Superman's cool, but where's Batman? In the same sense of that, in Ahsoka and Kenobi, you're watching and you're just thinking, where's my Clone Wars flashback scene?
That's true. That's so true.
Those scenes save those shows.
Yeah.
Without those scenes, like the Anakin and Kenobi fighting in the temple room,
Right.
without that scene, Kenobi is just so mediocre and forgettable.
I think Kenobi was not an ultimate failure, but I think to a lot of fans it wasn't. It didn't hold the expectation that everybody put on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that a flashback to Clone Wars would necessarily make or break a show, because personally, I thought the Ahsoka show was fantastic. Then we had the Clone Wars flashback episode. I thought it was even better. And then when we were past that, I thought it only got better from there. Because we can't have flashbacks just for the sake of having flashbacks. We had a flashback in a really creative way through the World Between Worlds and Ahsoka that really led to her growing as a character and her being able to figure out what she needed to do for Sabine and Ezra and for herself and the New Republic and everything. Because Thrawn was nowhere to be seen for the first 5 episodes, but once we got to episode 6, ooh, it was so I was like, this is amazing, this is so good, and there was no Clone Wars flashback. So I don't think that it'll necessarily make or break a show. It makes it more enjoyable because it's like, come on, we love the Clone Wars, but at the same time,
Maybe just for me, watching the Ahsoka, I'm just, okay, where is my Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker scene? And then I finally got it, I was like, yes! And then I'm chasing that high the rest of the season.
I also think it doesn't help that, we all there was also the rumors, well before the show came out, that Hayden Christensen was there, so we're expecting him to come
Every
in,
episode's
where's he? Where's Hayden Christensen? Where's Anakin?
to be fair, in Ahsoka, we got Hayden Christensen so much more than I thought we were going to.
Oh, yeah.
Because we got the hologram, we got the Force Ghost at the end, and the flashbacks. We got him so much more than I thought we would.
We're gonna get more of him too.
I'm so glad he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And getting the respect he deserves.
And
Great Anakin.
Yeah.
But in Kenobi, I think the show was set for failure before Hayden Christensen ever showed up.
I think that it just had, we were all talking about before Disney made the decision, we need either a Darth Vader show or a Kenobi show of what happened between that and the originals. And I think that we all just had expectations of, he's going to fight Maul like he's in Rebels, or what is he doing? And then just to get, it's no disrespect to the actress, but there was just more, there was more Reva than Darth Vader himself, or that was just a lot of focus on a character that was her first appearance, and we've never seen her in any other show prior or anything like that. So
Also,
I don't think they had a good focus anymore.
There were no stakes,
No.
because we know what's happening. You have to, if the reason the prequels did so well, in my eyes, there were stakes. There were no stakes because we knew where everything was going.
Right.
Right. So you had to make it interesting. So they did that by doing Order 66 and these subtle moves of Anakin towards the dark side. With Kenobi, it was just this girl who got stabbed, survived, stabbed again, survived.
Yeah, the second time.
Stabbed the Grand Inquisitor, survived. Now I was rewatching Ahsoka the other day, and when Sabine gets stabbed by Shin Hati,
Sure.
it was very clear that it was really off to the side and kind of in a survivable position. Reva gets stabbed by Darth Vader 2 separate times, and as a child, everything's more compact. She's gonna die.
That would have gone through a couple organs.
Okay, if you say she survived the first time, fine. But if you have her And I like the idea of a character who is a Jedi who becomes an Inquisitor just for the chance to get at Vader for revenge. I'm all for that. I just think the execution wasn't there, and I think that was the problem with a lot of the Kenobi show, is that the execution was poor and it was doomed for failure before any Clone Wars flashback was even there. No Clone Wars flashback.
But the end of Kenobi, of Vader's mask in half, is one of the best pieces in Star Wars.
It was, but do you think that it was lessened because it's already happened in Rebels with Ahsoka?
I think the only reason that it did well is because it was Hayden Christensen under the mask. Like with
That's
Rebels,
true.
it's like we knew that it was Anakin, but like it
And the voice coming in and
Yeah,
out.
That's true.
And then with like the lightsaber, like when he's having the back and forth conversation with Kenobi, it goes blue when he's talking about being like Anakin, and then it goes back to red. Like there was just a little bit more like emotion. Not I want to say there was more emotion compared to like Rebels, but there was just a lot more emotion for. I'm going to leave it with emotion. There's a lot more emotion to it with Vance, especially with it being Hayden Christensen coming back after all the years.
That's fair. I wish that fight wasn't so dark.
I wish the camera wasn't that shaky.
Oh my
like
gosh.
the camera was.
He's trying to join. He's talking about Kenobi.
That's the Batman versus Superman fans.
Yeah.
the angry Snyder fans from the first episode.
Also, the lightsaber combat in Kenobi, I don't know what it is with the Disney era, but they're not using the carbon fiber sticks anymore, and then going in post and putting in the lightsaber.
They're swinging the lightsabers like heavy axes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even
That's
like
sequel stuff.
the sequels.
Again, yeah.
the sequels, yes,
They're
they're
supposed to be thin, like-
they're spinning them and swinging them like they weigh 50 pounds.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But in Kenobi, they just look thicker, and like even
I think I remember that.
even Kenobi's lightsaber, his hilt, it looks really long and thick, and he's holding it in a way that I've never seen him hold it before. I'm like, this is not how you held your lightsaber in the prequels.
And it's the same lightsaber too. It's not like
It's
he
supposed
made
to
any
be.
modifications. We're assuming he made no modifications.
Right. It's supposed to be the same
Did he
saber.
touch
but-
it?
No.
No, I mean it was like there was. I think they said it was just a 10-year time jump from Revenge of the Sith to the Kenobi show.
Yeah.
So like, what use would he have with the lightsaber? He's not like he was training in his hermit rock.
Maybe a couple Tusken Raiders might have bothered him.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I just think that the lightsaber combat, like, it's not in the Kenobi show that they're heavy. It's that they just look clunky,
Yeah.
and you can almost see them the thick, like almost PVC glass, whatever they're using, blades,
Yeah.
bouncing off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the prequels, they just kind of like hit and stuck, and like it looked like an energy beam hitting another energy beam.
Right.
In this, it just looks like glow sticks. It
Kinda-
looks like people went out there with neopixels.
Kind
and
of like
started batting around.
Rebels, where like Rebels animation had like that very
Really-
thin
Yeah.
like lightsaber.
Which
I wonder
I
what
really
is
liked.
that what they were going for maybe, but I can't think of.
I really liked the thin lightsaber
Yeah.
blades in Rebels, but the lightsaber combat just seemed off in this. The camera angles were off. I just think
It was
it
just
was
too shaky. Like
Yeah.
they were like, oh, it's like when you watch Deadpool and Wolverine, and like they brought back all the old actors and actresses, but they can't like really move that well in that whole like the whole Ant-Man fight where it was just like very shaky camera movement. That's kind of what they did with like the in-fight where it's just back and forth movement, and then the camera's just like moving around just to add intensity that was already there, and then it just made it unable to see it.
Yeah, I thought the most compelling parts of the Kenobi show were Obi-Wan.
Really?
Yeah, for real. I mean, like,
The scene of her being like, "Are you my dad?" and he was like, "No, but I wish I was that." That's pretty impactful.
I thought the girl who played young Leia was perfect.
She was perfect.
She was so good, and I thought the journey they went on as a pair was really, really good. Especially at the end when he started telling her about Anakin, about Padme, and the qualities that she possesses that they both had. That was beautiful. But I think the journey through and through was good. But it was.
I know he's thinking about that gate, and the guy just walked around. I knew that was
in my head, and then
He's thinking about the gate.
the forest chase scene.
Like the chase scene.
Okay,
You were talking about the
Okay, the chase scene's not as bad as the motorbike scene from Boba Fett. That seems way
I agree
worse.
with you when the people are trying to chase her through the forest, and then there's like the tree in the way, and then like
Because they're not trying to hurt her, are they? They're just trying.
They're trying to capture her
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
I think for it's not for Vader. It wasn't for Vader, was it?
Who was it?
Who was trying to capture? I think they were just
I
random
think
like
they just
thugs.
didn't like the rebels or something.
I don't remember, to be honest.
That's how bad the scene was. We forgot who
We
was
have no
chasing
idea.
her.
But also
it
there
kind of
was
makes sense if they didn't want to hurt her.
Yeah.
there was that gate that she like shot, and he could have gone
He's
around.
like, oh, they're gonna know position now. Or just walk up the hill.
But
I
it's
think
like
that they were I keep seeing people defend that thing where they only did the gate to move the vehicle, but I don't remember. I don't know if I just don't remember. I don't remember any vehicle.
I think they just started walking.
yeah, and
Pretty
also
sure.
that Tala lady who came in, like there were really good parts of the Kenobi show. That lady that was like an Imperial officer, but then she ended up helping him. She had Ned B rolling around.
Oh,
The big yellow guy?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
She died,
Yeah, I remember.
but like the whole thing where they were the Inquisitor base
Yeah.
when they were escaping.
Going back to your there was no stakes. They should have taken from Mandalorian, like his little Mandalorian village, or the guy who's like, I have spoken. That guy.
Yeah.
Quill.
The-
I have spoken.
Okay, yeah.
He sounds like RFK Jr.
Like having that.
I have spoken.
Like Obi-Wan should have had that attachment to somebody in the Tatooine desert.
I'm
Like a friend like that.
Yeah, because
right?
he didn't. Owen wasn't even attached.
Yeah,
attached
Owen
to him.
didn't even like
Owen
him.
was
He
like, I don't like.
you're
him.
just waiting in the hills.
Also, the Grand Inquisitor's great big head.
Yeah.
I
It was massive, man.
Bro looked like he ate an airhead.
Remind me of Mega Mind, but the live action Mega
But
Mind.
like, and they're like, oh well, it's hard to do live action. Brother, you've done it.
You
You're
made
Revenge of the
it, yeah.
Sith. You did that already. I just that there are too many random bad moments in the show that bring it down so far. The good parts of the show are very overshadowed.
I do wonder though, like my like lows of the movie are, I think like Obi-Wan was supposed to meet Luke, or like wasn't supposed to meet Luke or Leia at all until like the originals. Do you think that like that affected the fans' view on the Kenobi series too?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that it's by the way Leia acts towards Obi-Wan in A New Hope when she like. I think it's never explored further because obviously they didn't have the foresight to think back this far. But when she got excited and like knew who Ben was and called him Ben or Obi-Wan and stuff like that, then like that makes sense in a way that adds context to how she knows of this guy and why she was so attached and why she got so excited. She's like, Ben Kenobi, he's here, but like I just think that there's
Also, when she makes that message to R2D2, they're being attacked.
Right.
She wouldn't be like, "Hey, Kenobi, remember me?
yeah.
I'm that little girl you saved like
Yeah.
10 years ago."
So I don't think that.
No, she would like, "Help me, Obi-Wan. I need your help right now. Please come.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people.
R2, get out of here."
I heard a lot of people say the Kenobi show broke canon in some ways, but I just don't think.
so.
I don't think that bothered me at all.
It's kind of clear, especially for like a lot of the good guys, to not talk about like people that they were connected to.
Mhm.
Like the Jedi Order is like, don't get attached.
Right.
That kind of makes sense why Anakin wouldn't talk about Ahsoka then in Episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was just too many bad little weird moments, and like the snow speeders coming down on the Inquisitor base, they looked so bad.
Oh, and then Kenobi trying to sneak off.
Yeah, when he
through
had
the
her in his
entire
coat.
base
Oh, yeah.
with her under his coat.
Also, there was a
Weird.
scene. You remember the scene where it was a dark room on the Inquisitor base, and he was igniting his lightsaber and slashing down stormtroopers, and then turning it off into the darkness again. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a specific scene in there, or like a moment, where he ignites his lightsaber and hits a stormtrooper, but it doesn't go through. It goes pop, and then hits them again. Like it
Yeah.
almost looks like it bounces off his armor. This is my other problem with the lightsabers.
Saber
I will
go.
not die. This is a hill I will die on. Is a lightsaber combat and stuff in these
It
shows
shouldn't
and
bounce
stuff.
off unless if it's best
No!
Only if it's best card.
No, yes, exactly. Yeah, I just think they look too much like sticks.
I've always wondered in lightsaber combat when they're like always like doing this and talking, how come somebody doesn't turn it off and then on immediately and then you slice right through it?
Yeah.
I've always wondered that.
What else about Kenobi?
How do we get on Kenobi?
I don't
We
know.
talked about Mando and
and
Grogu.
Grogu.
Yeah.
What else about Mando and Grogu?
Because I said we only look forward to flashbacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah, that's how we got.
Well,
That's how
you
we
know
got
what?
into
I'll
this.
say this. I'm excited about Zeb, and I'm excited about the big screen, and I think it's going to be great.
Who's the bounty hunter with the hat?
Embo.
Embo.
I'm excited about
Yeah,
Embo.
yeah.
Embo's cool.
He's
I'm excited to learn more about the Hutts.
I heard
That'd
that
be sweet.
the Hutts are in it a lot.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
heard
wondering,
that
like,
too.
if we're gonna see. No, I don't know. Who are we gonna? Who do we think we're gonna see? Like, in? Are we gonna go back to? I don't think we're gonna go back to Jabba's.
Are we gonna see
palace.
Jabba?
No,
That's
Jabba's
supposed to-
dead.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Well, I think we could see the twins.
Yeah.
I'm not
We're
sure.
gonna see
if-
the baby from the Clone Wars movie.
Yeah, Ron of the Hutt.
Yeah,
He's
Ron of the
jacked
Hutt.
and swollen.
Yeah.
He's
But-
baby grown.
Yeah.
He's the guy in the
He's the
trailer.
main one.
Yeah.
He's the main. I think he's the main. I don't know if he's like the main villain. I don't know if we have a main villain, but I see Embo
Yeah.
and then him. So I wondered if that's our main guy.
I'm not sure if he's even a
I hope
villain.
Embo and Mando team up. I don't think they're probably not gonna be. He might be.
Well, Embo took off Mando's mask in the trailer, so I'm wondering
Was
if
that him?
That was him.
I bet Embo works for the Hutts then.
Probably.
Yeah. I wonder if are those two Hutts that are in the trailer? Are they the twins from the Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah, they are.
Are
I
they?
think they are.
Has that been confirmed?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll probably see them. I doubt we'll see many more Hutts.
Oh,
to
we
be
should talk about
honest.
the Book of Boba Fett.
Well, that's another
Yeah,
podcast.
that's a-
but
yeah.
that's another
No, it's
episode.
not. We got plenty. We got plenty of time.
I was gonna say, like, before we could jump to the Book of Boba Fett, like, are you guys? I want to end it with. Are you guys excited to see Mandalorian Grogu?
I'm
like,
stoked.
I wish I could say that I'm like stoked. Like they got me in a seat, but I have like my expectations. I have like a minimum, just like there, just because I don't want to like get too excited that a Star Wars film is in a movie theater again. But I'm just kind of again like how we got into the tangent of where are they gonna go after this movie is done. So it's just since we're getting Starfighters, which I don't even know when that's taking place.
I think that takes
like,
place after the Rise of Skywalker.
So it's like I'm kind of curious how this is gonna go.
Yeah.
But like for me, like my expectations are not like on a low or anything like that. They meet the requirements for me to get my butt in a theater to go see a Star Wars film.
I still think they might do another season 4 of Mando.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I think this is just a fun summer blockbuster around characters that people love, and it's just going to be a fun time. And I think that our expectations for the quality and the fun time should be had and high, but I think for the Star Wars universe as a whole, maybe tone it down a little bit.
Does that make the watch order really difficult for future fans? Like, oh, you gotta watch season 1, 2, then Book of Book, then back to 3, then a movie, then back to season 4.
I mean, that's what Marvel's running into right
that's-
now. So
that
I
could get really
I
confusing.
think that it'll be easy for new, especially with new Star Wars fans. Like most of the new Star Wars fans started with Mandalorian and Grogu, so I feel like it might not be too hard. But like people that might just join in, like just to prepare for this movie, I think it might be a little bit of a task.
I think I've heard that it's one of those movies, like just from early reactions, that if you've never seen Star Wars before, it's okay for you to watch this. And like even if you've just seen The Mandalorian and Grogu, the show, like it's okay for you to watch this, which tells me that it's a good opportunity for new fans to. I mean, like you got cranky old people who grew up with the original trilogy that are like, prequels suck, sequels suck, everything sucks except for the original trilogy. And then you got people like us who grew up with the prequel trilogy who hold them in such high regard, and we love the originals, but we also really love the prequels, don't like the sequels. And then you get younger kids who like love the sequels.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
And
most people are gonna be like, the sequels are so bad.
Yeah,
even
but-
when they grow
Yeah.
But
up.
like even kids, I mean, like, but kids right now love the sequels, so I think it's an opportunity to get more Star Wars fans, which is only a good thing because more fans mean more stories, and I think it's only up from here. I'm excited, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun time. Are we excited to see it, Jacob?
I'm excited to see it.
You going to see it? Are we going to go see it in IMAX? We can talk about it.
We'll talk.
You have to see it in IMAX.
Yeah, for sure. We can talk about it during the Patreon. Do a Patreon chat about it. Comment down below. Should Jacob and I go see the movie in an IMAX screening? All right, Sean, hit it.
So my expectations of going into Mandalorian and Grogu is I want it to be like season 1. He has the helmet on for the entire movie. my entire movie. Yeah, I wanted to be for the entire movie, and then
His
kind of
voice is so cool.
Yeah, the voice is really cool, and then I didn't know that. I didn't even know Pedro Pascal was the Mandalorian. I didn't even look into it. I just kind of showed up for Mandalorian.
Now he's everywhere.
Now he's everywhere. So I kind of hope that's kind of like more towards the tail end of season 1, where then his face is kind of revealed. But I know it's probably gonna. it's not gonna be like
it
that.
was. Yeah, he's a lot more cool and menacing with the helmet on.
Right.
And when he takes it off, it should only be for emotional moments, like when he showed it to Grogu. Or I did think it was cool when he had to sneak into the Imperial base.
Yeah. Well, we already know he's not.
Season 2.
It's not gonna be emotional, or at least if he takes his helmet off more than once, maybe. But in the instance we see in the trailer, it's not really emotional. It just gets his helmet ripped off.
Yeah, but are they going to write that so? Oh, it ripped off and missing for 45 minutes of the movie.
Well,
so you get his face.
You know what?
Pedro's face the whole time.
Yes, because you do get the shot in the trailer where he rips it off, and then you also get the shot with the big white snake dragon thing, and his helmet is off.
I bet that's going to be him dropped into a chamber because it's probably
like
a Java
rancor pit.
like a rancor pit.
Yeah.
That's my guess for that scene.
Yeah.
That's my hopes is just
That's going to be the rancor.
Yeah. My hopes is just that I don't think they're going to do it because they need to let people know, hey, this is Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian. If you forgot
The
from the
most
past,
famous actor in the world right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the journey that Grogu goes on, more specifically. I think he seems a lot more serene, and he has that little chest plate, and he seems like he's going to be off doing his own thing in this, so I'm excited to see where his character arc goes and see if he's going to do anything, else and where he goes at.
maybe. Who knows? Disney will probably turn into a spin-off series of just the Grogu because that's what everybody wants.
They better not make us. They better not make us watch Grogu, watch Mando sacrifice himself for him.
That won't
And
happen.
they could be kind of teasing that a tiny bit in the trailer. Like they are alluding to Mando's gonna die. Like you're not gonna kill Pedro Pascal.
No, he
makes you too much money.
Yeah, he's not going to die in this movie for sure. Jacob, what are you excited to see?
I'm just gonna go into it. I'm gonna try to avoid all the reviews and stuff and just
Good.
go into it
Open-minded.
blind.
Yeah.
Are you
Take it as is.
Do you think that Pedro Pascal will at any point get anxiety and start looking for maybe an attractive hut to start rubbing up on and touching and holding their hand and maybe grabbing their tail a little bit?
You notice he doesn't go for he doesn't hold hands with any of his ugly male co-stars. He always goes for the most attractive woman on the stage.
Yeah.
I need to hold your hand for my anxiety, even though you're married.
Well, I mean, he's been walking around with Sigourney Weaver for this movie, so she's like,
She's like, don't touch me. His hand keeps coming over. She's just like smacks.
He's like, don't you touch me.
Anything else? Do you want to give anything you have?
What's going to be our scores before we see it? Did we do that?
Our scores?
Yeah.
Can we score something before we see
what do we think it's
like
gonna
my
be?
like the way that I would say is like if I had to give it out a 1 out of 10, like the trailer put me at like a good 6.5. Like I'm excited. Like you got me in a movie theater to go see it, but not like I'm still kind of iffy based on the recent sequels.
For example, Endgame, you would have been like, I'm 10 out of 10 excited and thrilled to see this.
Oh, I'm 10 out of 10 excited to see this.
Anticipation level. What is your?
Yeah, I'm excited to have a good time. I'm 10 out of 10 excited to see this for sure.
You have that much trust in Disney Star Wars in 2026?
It's not that I trust them. It's more that I'm just excited to get my butt in a seat and watch Star Wars on the big screen. Yeah, for these.
That was meant to be.
Yeah, for these characters that I've really come to love and enjoy watching, for sure. And new characters and Zeb and Embo, it's so sweet. I'm stoked. I am so stoked.
Sweet.
Do you think that they might add any of the Rebels characters since they had Ahsoka, the Ahsoka show with Ezra? Do you think they're gonna try? And then Sabine, you pretty much got
Captain
Rex. You got Chopper and Hera. Do you think that this is gonna lead into maybe Ahsoka season 2 since that's coming out next year? Do you think it might jump into that?
I think it was delayed.
Yeah, it was delayed. It was supposed to be this year, but then it's got delayed till next year. Do you think that they might lead up into maybe possibly that? We were talking about it going somewhere.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very self-contained and pertain to the universe that it's currently in for sure, but I don't think it's going to have a major impact moving forward on things.
Yeah.
However, if I do expect to see any sort of cameo, I think Chopper has a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be cool.
Love Chopper.
Yeah. I just think that what was like they're gonna try and lay up a live action Rebels thing going on.
Yeah, I think someone else from the Rebels cast would, maybe not the main, like maybe a side character from Rebels might show up, but like obviously Sabine and Ahsoka aren't going to be there. I seriously doubt Hera and Ezra would do anything, but I think if anybody has a chance, it'd be Chopper, but maybe another side character from Rebels, but that could be for a bingo card or something. What about you, Jacob? What are your expectations or rating for how excited you are?
I rated a 7.
7?
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
Fair. Yeah.
That's pretty good. I'm excited to see.
It'd probably be a 10 if the Last Jedi didn't exist.
I'm excited to see it and do our review, our official review. We'll do a review and then we'll do a deep dive, just initial reaction and stuff. It'd be sweet.
On the Patreon.
On the Patreon.
We don't have one. Don't go look at it.
That's going to be an ongoing joke until maybe one day we might actually get one and it'll be serious.
I don't know if I want.
But I don't even know. I barely know what that is.
People just say it. Yeah.
All right, Sean, you want to get us out of here?
That wraps up this episode. So if you like this, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and if there's anything you think we should cover going into Mandalorian and Grogu or just anything in general, leave it in the comments section and we'll make sure to get to it. But that ends this episode.